What's up, guys? It's your boy Keep It Real MMA. I know it's a bit late, but I've been working and stuff, so I just wanted to get my quick reaction and thoughts to UFC Fight Night, Vera versus Dominic Cruz. So I'm just gonna go from the prelims all the way up to the main event. Fucking flying around, but yeah. Right. So obviously the opening fight of the card was Youssef Zalal versus Damon Blackshear. I predicted Youssef Zalal to win by decision. It ended up being a draw. I completely agree with it being a draw. I think Damon Blackshear scraped the second round, though. You could give the second round to Zalal, but I give it to Damon Blackshear because, I actually know how to score a fight, unlike these other channels and Morning Combat and stuff like that. I'm calling them all out, but, they all can't score fights. But based off of it, yeah, it's Blackshear won the second round. Zalal clearly had a 10-8 in the third. So, therefore, it is a draw. So, the judges got that one right. Second fight on the card was Jason Witt versus Josh Quinlan. I predicted the fight right. First round KO. It's a sad one because it was lock of the card for me. I knew it was going to happen. But the thing is, it pisses me off because he was let off the hook. Josh Quinlan was let off the hook for testing positive steroids the first time. That's why the fight got rescheduled. And this is what pisses me off. It's like he's talking about, oh, I'm being a better person and I'm doing this and doing that. And you showed great discipline. You have great discipline. You stopped yourself from following shots up on Jason Witt when he was out cold. You stopped yourself. Fair play. But you can't. But don't do a John Jones and sit there and turn around and say, I'm a good person and I'm working on being a good person. I'll let it slide this one time. I'll let it slide. You're working on being a better person and stuff like that. As long as you stop taking steroids, cool. But if you continue to take it, bro, you're a piece of shit. Because you still had some influence of steroids because that power was crazy. Your strength was crazy strong. And yeah. But he's undefeated, 6-0. He's a prospect. That's why the UFC were fine with him taking it. And and you guys know how I feel about people who take steroids. Adesanya, Usman, all these fighters, right? But, it is what it is. But, I got the fight right, but it wasn't something I wanted to get right. He was good. He's good, though. He's got really great skill. I don't think he needs the steroids, so it's crazy to me why he takes them. But, yeah, it was great, though. He showed great takedown defense against Jason Witt. When he did get taken down, he got straight back up. He was very nervous at the start. I could tell as his UFC debut. Jason Witt coming down with his hands down. Out cold. So, left hook it was. But yeah, off of Jason Witt throwing a kick. Jason Witt's chinny. Josh Quinlan's on the sauce and has great power. I knew it was going to happen. But yeah, good for Josh Quinlan. Stay off the fucking sauce, you bitch. Anyway. Next fight on the card was Ode Osbourne and Tyson Nam. This is a very frustrating one. I picked Ode Osbourne, but Tyson Nam gets it done by first round KO. What can you say? It was a great performance by Tyson Nam. Well, not really a great performance because Ode Osbourne was winning the fight up until then, but what can you do? You know what I'm saying? He landed a perfect shot, put him down, finished him off. The follow-up shots were brutal enough to put Ode Osbourne out. So, good for Tyson Nam, man. We're getting more flyweights with more power. Maybe Ode's just chinny because, he has been KO'd again. But, I don't know. Maybe it's just Tyson Nam has crazy power. Like, no cap. So, but yeah, good for Tyson Nam though, man. First round KO. Next fight on the card was Gabriel Benitez versus Charlie Ontiveros. I predicted Gabriel Benitez to win, and he gets it done by first round TKO. Charlie Ontiveros does the same shit every single time. He throws axe kicks, he throws unorthodox kicks, strikes, taekwondo type shit. And then eventually they figure out his timing, they figure out the range, they establish their range, they establish their power, and they eventually drown Charlie Ontiveros in their power and their volume and eventually finish him. That happens in every single Charlie Ontiveros fight. But, it's still a good win for Gabriel Benitez, though. He did what he needed to do as a -325 underdog, favourite. He did a great job and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. And I like people who do exactly what they're supposed to do. Like, is crazy. Like when McCall beat Sam Alvey in the last card, and people were saying like, oh, you know, like he did this, he did this. He did exactly what he needed to do. He absolutely fucking destroyed Sam Alvey in the first round, like he was supposed to do. I hate these prospects that are so bigged up, so hyped up, and then they get up against a person on it's a silver platter from a free win for you, and they make it super close and get a really close decision or a dodgy decision. They get a robbery, or they lose in the fight and they get a knockout at the end, no submission. Like, but you know what I mean. But McCall did exactly what he was supposed to do. Destroyed him in the first, knocked him out cold. Well, not knocked him out cold, but got a brutal TKO. It's exactly what he's supposed to do. And Gabriel Benitez did the same thing. Allowed Charlie Ontiveros to take over the fight, you know, land certain shots, but then Gabriel Benitez close the distance and uses strike and uses grit and his toughness to get it done. And he did exactly what he's supposed to do. I respect him for that. So Gabriel Benitez, first round TKO, man. Well, next one on the card, typical women's fight. Cynthia Carvalho versus Nina Nunes. Nina Nunes won the first and third round, clearly. I picked Cynthia Carvalho, but obviously she couldn't get it done. Typical flyweight fight, women's fight, what can I say? Not much to say, really. Like you know what I'm saying? Like what can you do, you know? It was just a low-paced, shitty fight. Calvillo was too scared to fucking keep trying to take her down or just strike in general for some reason. So Nina Nunes won the first and the third round, clearly. So good for her, I guess. And she retires because she wants to have more kids because she's Amanda's bitch. So fair enough. If you want to have more kids, you want to have more kids, right? So fair enough. Next fight on the card is Martin Buday and Lucas Bresky. I picked Martin Buday, but Martin Buday should have lost. Lucas Bresky clearly won the first and second round. Don't listen to these people, including MMA Guru, right? I'm going to call him out as well, even though I love you. Bresky did not win that third round. He clearly didn't win the third round. Martin Buday clearly won the third round. But I will agree with you, Lucas Bresky clearly won the first two rounds, though. And, you know, I mean, he got robbed. Maybe it's karma for him being on steroids on the regional scene, maybe, I don't know. But I do feel bad for him, man. He worked very hard. He out-hustled Buday. He tried his best, and he was outlanding him and doing exactly what he needed to do. But Martin Buday gets the robbery win. It's not much to say, really. It's not like Buday did terrible, but it was quite clearly that Bresky won. So it's a robbery. He quite clearly won the first two rounds. Judges got it wrong. But, you know, it is what it is, right? It's not much you can do about it. So, yeah, but, you know, I'm not biased. I'll happily say that my pick should have lost, because he should have lost. Now, next fight on the card is a pick that I picked that should have won. Angela Hill versus Lupi Godinez. Angela Hill won by unanimous decision, but I honestly thought, and I've rewatched the fight, Lupi won the fight. I think Lupi quite clearly won the first round. I don't know how people gave Angela Hill the first round. She clearly didn't win the first round. Actually, I'll look at the scorecards right now. Scorecards. Oh, come on. 29, all 29, yeah, every judge gave her 29-28. At least they didn't give her a phantom 30-27 card. But Lupi won that fight. Lupi clearly won the first round. Clearly, based off the first half of the round, she hurt Angela Hill clearly. Second round, Angela Hill clearly won. Third round, I think Lupi scraped it. I've rewatched the fight. She landed the better shots. She outlanded her. And it's obviously about damage. And Angela Hill was reacting more to the shots than what Lupi was. And this is not me being biased because of my pick. I literally just admitted that my pick in the fight before this, Martin Buday, should have lost. It was a robbery. It was a very, very close third round, so it's hard to say it was a robbery. But on paper, it is a robbery because Lupi should have won the third round. But, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, that's another pick wrong. It is what it is. I'm not going to say it's a robbery, but it kind of was. But, you know, I'll say it wasn't. But yeah, cool. Fucking pisses me off. Right, on to the main card. Another fight I got wrong. This time legitimately. Bruno Silva versus Joe Mearshart. I picked Bruno Silva by KO, I think. But Mearshart wins by submission. What can you do? I mean, the thing is, Bruno Silva looked sloppy. He looked terrible. He looked like not himself. He was throwing stupid looping shots. And the thing is, right, this is what I feel. People compare it to, like, how he looked so good against Pereira, who's going to get a title shot against Adesanya, right? But the difference is Pereira didn't have the takedown threat against Bruno Silva. That's why Bruno Silva looks so good. But I think there's more to play than this. Because usually, when there's a classic striker versus grappler matchup, or versus wrestler matchup, the striker doesn't throw wild off-balance right and left hooks like that. That's not how it works. Because he was throwing and completely throwing himself off, like almost falling over. That's not how he strikes normally, ever, Bruno Silva. Against Pereira, he looked very technical in that war that they had. So, I don't understand. Like, if you're so worried about the takedown, why would you strike like that? Most of the time, when they're worried about takedown, they throw more straight shots, so then they can, instead of throwing looping right hooks, and, you know, unless they see an opportunity to throw it without getting taken down, he was throwing it every second an opportunity that he could. So, you know, instead of throwing shots like this, usually when they're worried about the takedown, so let's say hypothetically, which he probably was actually, Bruno Silva probably was very worried about the takedown from Gerald Mearshart. So the easiest thing to do is, what most of them do is they throw straight shots if they can, maybe a couple hooks, but not that looping where they're going off balance and almost falling over. They throw it and then they go straight down just in case, while keeping the guard up, bang, like that, you know, just in case they shoot a takedown, they're ready to defend. You know, or if they throw a hook, it's like, boom, move. You know what I'm saying? They don't just throw wild hooks like that and then put their hands down and then go straight back in. He gassed out and in round 3 and gets dropped with a left hook and then gets submitted. Nah, I hate MMA. Anyway, next fight on the card, Priscilla Cachoeira versus Ariane Lipski. Another fight I got wrong. But I'm not mad at it, to be honest with you. It's just Lipski's fucking retarded. She gets hurt. She tries to gain respect and fight for her pride by just swinging wild with Priscilla in the pocket, and Priscilla knocks her down and eventually gets the TKO. I mean, it was a great performance by her, though. Priscilla did extremely well, and she went out there and put the pressure on Lipski and just landed the shots that she needed to put her out. You know, I'm still a bit mad at Lipski, because it was a weird way to do it. I'm mad at my wife, but, you know, but, yeah, it was a very retarded way she approached that by getting hurt, and instead of wrestling or trying to clinch up or trying to get away, she just throws in the pocket with her. Pride issue. It is what it is. Anyway, the next fight on the card was Devin Clark versus Azamat Murzakanov. Right, I picked Azamat Murzakanov to win by decision, I think. Did I pick it? No, TKO, I think. I think it was TKO. And he wins by TKO. He TKOs Devin Clark, drops him with a body shot, and eventually gets the stoppage by raining down shots on him. It was a great performance by Azamat, man. The first round was so close, and a lot of people gave Devin Clark the first round. He didn't win the first round. You know, people can't score a fight, like I said. But it's all because Devin Clark had that one big head kick at the end that wobbled Azamat, but Azamat was clearly winning the round before that. But you notice, Azamat took over in the second round because he realized that he was much better than Devin Clark. And he keeps going to the body. Devin Clark's getting more and more visibly hurt as the shots keep landing, and eventually one lands perfectly to the body, puts him down, he goes down, and Azamat finishes it. So great performance by Azamat, man. He's going to be a great contender in the light heavyweight division. But to be honest, like he he said that he can't make middleweight. It's just the reason that he's the reason that he's fighting at light heavyweight is because he has to cut quite a bit of he's Russian, he's probably a weight bully if he goes on to middleweight, but it's all good. But the fact he's willing to fight at light heavyweight already doesn't make me want to give him any a hard time, because to be honest, if he's willing to go up a weight class he probably fights at light heavyweight anyway, but if he wants to go up a weight class and stay at the weight class that he's not even the biggest for, and he can do that to people, then the sky's the limit, really. I mean, well, no, the sky's not the limit. There is no limit, but motivational shit. You know what I'm saying? But Azamat, he just wants to stay active, unlike most Russians. So I respect him for that. He wants to stay active. He wants to keep going in there. So he'll take fights at light heavyweight, so he doesn't have to cut all that weight down to middleweight. I'm curious to see what he would look like at middleweight, because he was nowhere near as big as Devin Clark that fight. So yeah, he's not a big light heavyweight at all, so respect to him for doing that. Usually he has a lot of fights at light heavyweight anyway. Most of his fights are, I think, because he fought the Uncle Talaba on the regional scene, so and fucked him up, by the way. So yeah, great performance by Azamat Murzakanov, man. Looking forward to what he does in the future. It was round 3, by the way, the TKO, if you were curious. Next fight on the card was Yasmin Jauregui versus Yasmin Lucindo. I did pick Yasmin Jauregui, and she got the job done by decision. As much as I shit on women's fights, because women fighters can't fight, but the strawweights can, because that's the deepest division they have, is the best division they have. Women's strawweight are more technical and sound than men's middleweight. So, fair play to Yasmin Jauregui and Yasmin Lucindo, man. They put on a great show. I think they both will be ranked at some point. They're very, very fucking good. Both have amazing chins. Both are very good at landing in the pocket, very good at with their boxing. Yasmin Lucindo has more of a power style, and Yasmin Jauregui has more of a in and out, and just very beautiful to watch in terms of boxing and stuff. I think Yasmin Lucindo's only 20 years old, you know what I'm saying, and Yasmin Jauregui is 23, I think she is, and she has a kid too, so that's pretty wild. But yeah, she gets a unanimous decision. In my opinion, I think she won the second and third round quite clearly. It was one of them. I haven't really watched back this fight, but she clearly won 2 rounds. She clearly won 29-28, and yeah, looking forward to seeing these girls in the future, which is not something I usually say often, because women fighters are usually trash unless it's strawweight, which they are strawweights, fair enough. Next on the card was the co-main event, Nate the Train Lamway versus David Onama. I picked David Onama, but I was hoping I was wrong, and I was. Nate the Train gets it done by majority decision. Fair play to him, man. He quite clearly lost the first. He literally got shut off of the first. Woke up like Colby Covington. They both fight MMA masters, so kind of makes sense. And he gets a 10-8 in the second round and gets a very strong 10-9 in the third. There was multiple instances where he could have finished Onama and decided not to, because he's Nate the Train. He likes to build up the crowd and stuff like that. He feeds off the crowd. So yeah, he showed a great chin, great attitude, and just brought the fucking pressure, brought the intensity that was needed. It was amazing performance by both men, to be honest with you. Wild gassed, and I know Onama was more gassed than Nate. Nate the Train is more of a cardio guy, in terms of he's very good with his cardio. He's very good at pacing himself, and most of the time he goes 1,000 miles per hour and he's fine. So fair play to him. He gets it done. He even turned his back to David Onama at one point, turned his back and started flexing to the crowd and just being a dick, because he is a dick. But I fucking love watching him fight. I want to watch him fight again, man. He's funny as fuck. He's really good. I don't think he'll ever be champ, but be interesting, wouldn't it, if he could get ranked at one point in his career. So yeah, fair play to Nate the Train. Gets it done over David Onama. Nate the Train! But yeah, on to the main event of the evening. Marlon Vera, Dominic Cruz. I picked Marlon Vera by TKO. He gets it done by TKO in the 4th round. bad performance for me on the card, by the way. I did terrible. I'll talk it all up in a minute. But yeah, head kick KO. It was beautiful by Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera did win the first round. He dropped Dominic Cruz, so I don't know how people can say that he didn't win the first round. It was quite obvious. It's a damage-based sport, but people don't know how to score fights because they're retarded. But it's all good. So Marlon Vera quite clearly won the first round. Dominic Cruz quite clearly won the second. Marlon Vera scraped the third because he did drop Dominic Cruz. Based off the judging scoring criteria, that's how you score a fight. So he was up 2-1. People were trying to say that Dominic was winning 2-0, 3-0, and stuff like that. Come on, man. And some people try to say Dominic Cruz was up 2-1. Like, no, Dominic Cruz was clearly down 2-1. And yeah, the fourth round, Dominic Cruz looked amazing in this fight, by the way. He looked really good. It's just Chito has this knack for finding shots and has hella good power. But yeah, anyway, my brain just shut off then, but yeah, he looked very amazing. He looked good, but Chito was patient, man, landing those shots, and I was dropping Cruz, man. His power is insane. That was the equalizer because Dominic Cruz is a much better fighter, in my opinion. He is a better fighter than Chito. It's just Chito just has a hell of a chin, and Dominic Cruz doesn't have power in his hands. And Chito just finds a way to land shots, man. You can't fault him, man. Fair play to him. So yeah, Chito gets it done. Look forward to seeing him in his next fight. So I went right. I'm gonna put Zalal and Damon Blackshear as neutral. Right. So I was 1-0, 1-1, 2-1 in terms of winning, 2-2, 3-2 in terms of winning, 3-3, 4 wrong, 3 right, 5 wrong, 3 right, 5 wrong, 4 right, 5 wrong, 5 right, 6 wrong, 5 right. So I went 6-6 on the card. Terrible. But it is what it is. Anyway, guys, like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. I appreciate you all. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.